Hey, good morning. Welcome into Monday Mornings with Murph. Hope you had a great week. I hope it's a great week coming up for you. Hey, you may be asking yourself, we've been talking about having joy in your life. We talked about the fact that happiness or sadness, those kind of things, are kind of a roller coaster. Depending on what's happening in your life, you may experience happiness or you may experience temporary sadness or those kind of things. But that abiding joy that's in your life, you may be asking yourself, how do I do that? How does that joy stay with me when I'm going through the tough things and when I'm having one of those days? Maybe like a Monday, like today. And so we're going to look at John 15 today. And we're not going to read the whole thing, but John's a great book in the Bible if you want to know about how God loves you. And it's just but we're going to be in John 15 today. And specifically, we're going to be in John 15, 10 and 11. And we're going to start out in 11, and we're going to read John 15, 11. We're reading it in the Amplified today. And it says, I've told you these things so that my joy, his joy, so that Jesus' joy, this is in red letters, this is Jesus talking in the book of John, and he says, I've told you these things so that my joy and delight may be in you, and that your joy. So now he's talking about our joy. He was talking to the disciples, and he was talking about their joy, so that your joy may be made full and complete and overflowing. So what did he tell him? I've told you these things so that my joy, so that Jesus' joy could be in you, and your joy, our joy, could be overflowing, full. So what did he tell him? Let's go back into 10 here. And in 10 it says, if you keep my commandments, obey my teachings, you will remain in my love, and just as I have kept my Father's commandments and remain in his love. Okay, so first of all, some people's mind go immediately to, when it says commandments, the 10 commandments. No. We're talking about the New Testament here. Those 10 commandments have been fulfilled in Jesus when he came and died for us on the cross. When Jesus is talking about this, he's not talking about keeping the 600 and some commandments that the Jewish law required. He's not talking about the 10 commandments. Really, there's only 2 commandments that Jesus talks about in the New Testament that we need to keep. And the first one is to love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, and soul. And the second is to love others as you love yourself. You do those 2 things, and you are keeping his commandments. Yeah, that may be a little tough in the second one, but he told you these things that your joy may be full. And I had somebody ask me, well, you're talking about joy and all this. How do you keep that joy? Well, I'm going to tell you there's one way. And the way is you've got to keep your priorities straight. I have been told over my life many times that a person will do what really matters to them. They will make the time for what really matters to them. And so if you want your joy to be full, I'm going to challenge you on this thing. Your priorities. So if you make it a priority, as it says in the beginning part of John chapter 15, it talks about the analogy of God being a vine, and we are the branches of that vine. And that vine supplies everything that the branches need. Well, if the branch doesn't keep itself connected to the vine and it's cut off, it withers and dies. So the priority is you need to stay connected to the vine. So you need to take some time. I also heard recently that if you're studying to be a doctor, or you're studying to be a welder, or you're studying to be a farmer or a rancher, whatever you do in life, there's some preparation, there's some study, there's some time that you have to take to do that. Well, same way with being a Christian and having the joy full in your life. is you need to take some time. And it doesn't have to be a ritual. You don't want a ritual, but you need to take time to be with the supply of that joy. In the text that we read today, Jesus says his joy becomes your joy, but it's because the vine supplies the branches. We're the branches. Well, you need to stay connected. You need to stay plugged into the power source. You need to have some time with Jesus. That's in prayer. That's reading the Word. That's doing things that keep you connected to the vine. Well, that's what I want to talk about today. Those are the ways that you keep that joy in your life. If you want that joy abiding in you and you want it full and overflowing, stay connected. And there's 2 simple commandments. Love the Lord your God with all your mind, soul, body. And then secondly, love your neighbor as yourself. The good old golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Well, that's what I got for today. I hope you have a great week. If you need any prayer, don't forget, you can text me. You can call me 970-466-4663, or you can email me. It's problemsolvergroup.com. So it's michael@problemsolvergroup.com. Hope you have a great week, and until next time, God bless you.